Okay, Amna Liaqat, AMNALIAQAT.
And what are you working at right now?
I'm currently a fourth-year PhD student in computer science at the University of Toronto.
Okay, and how did you learn about SCWIST?
So I learned about SCWIST through Maria last year. Me and Maria, we had a very nice video chat where she introduced me to SCWIST and everything that was going on. And she invited me to join the Scale Steering Committee.
So what do you do now with SCWIST?
So with SCWIST, for the past year, I've been serving on the steering committee. So when we have our meetings, approximately once every 3 months, I attend them where we have brainstorming sessions, we have breakout rooms, and we just share our experiences and come up with solutions.
How does it feel to be a part of SCWIST?
I'd say probably the biggest change that SCWIST has brought into my life is simply getting access to the diversity of people in the organization. As a younger person earlier on in my career, I very often don't have, like a very well-established social network. But joining SCWIST and engaging in all of the events, it's given me access to so many well-established and successful women in STEM. And so for me, that's definitely been the biggest advantage for me of getting involved with SCWIST.
How does it feel to be around other SCWIST members in a gathering, even if it's virtual?
It always makes me think. It always forces me to question myself, to think about my own assumptions, as well as to think about what I can contribute as well to those discussions. So it's really the diversity of perspectives. And as somebody in academia, I really love being in that kind of environment. It's the kind of environment I thrive in. And so I see a lot of parallels between, for example, like academic conferences and workshops, and the meetings that we have at SCWIST in regards to, like everybody bringing their own unique perspectives on an issue and just having an open platform to discuss and debate. It's a really great feeling.
Have you been able to find a mentor who is a woman? Not even an official mentor, but just someone you can go to for advice.
Totally, yeah. I would say Maria is someone I definitely look up to. We had like a very great conversation when I first started. And she really made me think about a lot of the things, like a lot of the questions that I had on my mind, and really sort of helped me evaluate some of my own challenges at the time, like from a more balanced, neutral perspective.
What do you because you're that far along in your studies, you've been seeing perhaps some changes for the situation for girls and women in science. What are those changes? Where did we start and where have we come in the time that you've been in as a woman in science and tech?
Yeah, that's a great question, because even in the short period of time, so I've been in post-secondary education since 2013. Even since starting undergrad, I've already noticed a lot of shifts. I'd say one of the biggest shifts is a more general cultural awareness about the issues that are being faced by girls and women in STEM. I find that, those 8 years ago when I first started, this wasn't really something people talked about that openly. Like, people knew it was like a problem. Yeah, like there aren't a lot of girls in computer science, but it wasn't something people really engaged in discussion about or tried to find solutions for. But now recently I've been noticing that there is much more cultural discourse on the topic. And I strongly feel like that's in part to all of the advocacy work that's been going on, especially by SCWIST being the oldest institution in Canada who engages in this kind of advocacy work. I think it is actually making an impact. And even in my few short years in academia, I've been noticing that shift.